Nice to see you, not in London for a change, here in Amsterdam. So please give it up for, I can't say it correctly though.
Abe, Fidesium.
Fidesium. Your timer is up there and you have 5 minutes.
Amazing. So hi, my name is Abe and I'm the founder and CTO of Fidesium. So we bring risk research and safety for all. Show of hands, who in here has been rugged for 3 figures? 4? 5? 6? Right, the problem kind of demonstrates itself. So in 2022, according to analysis, $6.3 billion was lost to rug pulls of various flavors. We've spoken to a number of players in this ecosystem, ranging from institutional funds to retail investors and everything in between, and we've yet to find a single entity that trades in any considerable size that has not hit a cyber threat of some kind. Now, there's a number of reasons for this, right? But one of it is that security is kind of inaccessible for the space. Only about 5% of audits of contracts have been audited. Only about 1% of contracts are monitored. Security in the ecosystem in general has lagged behind the broader grade of growth. It's expensive, it's non-scalable, and there's kind of a lack of expertise. Wait, wrong way. We put trust back into a trustless ecosystem. Our real-time risk assessments are fully automated. They consider a fairly holistic and broad view of risk, and they are scalable and affordable. These assessments are backed by actuarial science. They're calibrated with historical data, and they're backtested for accuracy. And at present, we're working to bring them natively on-chain to provide an immutable history of trust for projects and developers. Our APIs pull in a variety of data feeds, both on and off-chain. These range from the traditional cybersecurity fare, simulations, static analysis, to more esoteric vectors, AML risk, FinOps risk, liquidity risks, your Sybil distribution of wallets, that sort of thing. We have been live for a little while now in the B2C space, since May last year. We provide a very holistic set of tooling, both on the B2C side to protect people at point of use, and on the project side to help them maintain a continuous chain of trust with their community and have real-time detection of emerging threats, not just at a smart contract level. As an example here, you might look at our risk pricing engine. It ingests a variety of factors across numerous vectors. Here we break down liquidity, so you might look at percent deposited, percent burned, percent deployed, kind of deploy wallet behavior, who those wallets are, how long they've locked their liquidity for. And this breaks down further, right? Like if you break down liquidity further, you'll see kind of the different kinds of pools that different people have deployed into, what different weightings on that are. This tree goes deep, typically about 5 layers deep, and it also interlocks, right? And then we roll all this up using a variety of analytic methods to generate our final risk score. Now, as I mentioned before, we've been building for about a year and a half now. We launched our B2C tooling May last year. We've been growing ever since. Our B2C tooling now sits at about 300 monthly active users, and we are currently in the process of onboarding our first B2B customers. Got a couple of LOIs in hands. Our first customer launches next month to bring these real-time provable risk assessments on-chain. We're a little bit low on time, but suffice it to say, the market is large. $350 billion at present, growing $700 billion according to projections. Now, we couldn't leave this out, really, right? Our favorite genius tweeted a little while ago that, in his estimation, security is one of the highest value growth areas for the space. We've been at it for a year and a half, and we are glad that he agrees with us. We're currently raising. We've opened our fundraise 2 weeks ago. We're looking for $750K US. We've got 100K committed. If you have a UK entity, we are pre-approved for EIS, SEIS. This would give us roughly 18 to 20 months runway and allow us to continue proving our CAC, onboarding customers, building the tech. shorter time, breeze to this. I've got 15 years experience in tech, including experience leading a tech team at a risk pricing company from pre-seed through Series A. My co-founder has a successful exit under his belt. We're out of time. But
Cool, thank you very much. If you could unplug your laptop and the judges can come to the stage. One question I have for you, and you can take this microphone, sir, is what is the biggest challenge that you're running into getting this off the ground?
So I think the biggest challenge from us was that we started as a B2C company. We went into this to help protect people against counterparty risks in the space, having been rugged myself to more than I am happy to admit. But the problem with the B2C space is that nobody's willing to pay.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, over to you.
Yeah, to start off, I think you said the size of the audit market is 350 billion?
That's correct.
Seems a bit on the high end. Well, how do you qualify that? Is that like people giving 350 billion a year to auditors?
No, so that's the assets that are protected by various entities that have been audited.
Ah, okay. I get the number now. Do you plan to like work with, integrate with auditors, and how?
It's a good question. So we don't consider ourselves to be a replacement for audits, not really. We don't provide the same kind of man-in-the-loop experience that they do. Ultimately, we could partner with audit houses where potentially audits provided by specific houses would increase your risk score or rather decrease your risk score with us. That's not something we've really explored too much at the moment.
Yeah, or users could have preferences like I trust Certic, but you might not, or I trust.
Yeah, so one of the things that really separates us from a lot of players in this, there's a lot of prediction markets for risks out there. Arkham, Nexus Mutual. One of the things that separates us from them is that we are in fact opinionated. We run most of the analytics based on our view of risk and the numbers we've pulled together. User input is welcome, but it is not the primary feed.
Okay, thanks.
So can you maybe explain again, what is the B2C angle? Like, how are you distributing this to a user? How do I, as a user, interact with the product?
B2C angle.
Yeah, B2C.
Yeah, so on the B2C angle, we have two tools. We have a browser extension that sits between the user and their wallet, protecting the point of transaction. Think of, there's a bunch of these guys, right? And then there's a research web app that allows you to type in a contract address, and we give you a dashboard with a view of risk, of volume trends and like whale distributions and liquidity analytics and that kind of side, all with like that spin on risk. You can also pay us as a consumer. We do allow you to forward your transaction through 0x, so if you want to send a little bit of money our way, that's one way to do it. But fundamentally, that's not where we make money. That's a consumer good that we provide to the industry and the ecosystem because we don't want people to be rugged.
I remember meeting Bok already at Zebu, I think, in London.
Yeah, we met at Zebu. We had a couple of beers.
Yeah. So, okay, we met together. So I would like to know the traction since then. What did you achieve since that time?
Yeah, absolutely. So our consumer, this was what, about 6 to 9 months ago? So our B2C numbers have more than doubled. We're now sitting on just over 300 a month, whereas at the time we would have been, it's been a little while, 50, 60. But more importantly, we've got a handful of LOIs with protocols and projects in this space to onboard our fully automated risk assessment as a service as B2B customers. Our first one of them is onboarding next month as like an actual live customer. The reason they're not live yet is because launch timelines, we're aligning with their launch timelines, but fundamentally speaking, we've become a B2B business. We're no longer just about protecting consumers at point of use. That's what's changed.
Until now, have you been bootstrapped or you had some angel
Yeah,
round?
we've bootstrapped to this point. We've raised nothing. Our outgoings are, we're paying about just under $500 a month on a variety of services that we use, hosting, data aggregation, etc. Our burn rate is low, but now that we seem to have hit an inflection point on the B2B side, we're looking to scale.
I remember that you were planning also to raise money back then, and you postponed it. What was the reason?
So the reason was, at that point in time, there's a storied history of pivots here. We started as a B2C company, then we tried to be an insurance company. I think when we met you, we might have been trying to be an insurance company. It turns out that's a very hard nut to crack without access to underwriter capital, which we don't have. So we went back to the drawing board. We kind of killed that raise. Spent the last few months thinking about the business, repositioning ourselves, rebuilding some of the tech to be more suitable for what we're now doing, and yeah, have gone back to market now.
Out of 750K you're searching now, how much is already gone?
We have 100K committed.
In the B2B market, have you also tried selling this to wallets, for instance? That seems to be a very logical point of integration, and that allows you to put your product in front of, or integrate it at least, in the default usage of a B2C.
We are in pretty late stage talks with a wallet, not MetaMask, I'm afraid, but with a wallet. They have not yet signed an LOI, so I cannot really say much more than that, but it's looking pretty promising.
That's it, I think.
No,
Cool.
applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hope you feel okay after that. Nice work, nice work. Okay, well, you could still stand there. You want to be on stage when you get your numbers, man. They're not checks, but they're numbers. Completely arbitrary, just like a lot of the shit here in this, not here, but in this space. I actually really like all this stuff so far. Okay, on a round of 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Okay, nice. We have a 7, an 8, and an 8. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, judges. And this is the last